Hello, and welcome to a speed draw. I actually did have a lot of fun drawing Katsuki Bakugou for Babysitting Duty in reverse. And it was actually a first for me because I do plan to draw the rest of the My Hero Academia characters in their superhero outfits. So originally I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but instead of having them in action poses, I just thought, because I did write Bakugou first, that I thought of trying to draw him as soft as possible, considering. Just, I don't know what it is. When I first started it just started, I guess, overflowing with some ideas as to how I would pose him, how he would sit, what kind of, I guess in this sense, seeing as this is his Pro Hero AU outfit, would it change? Would it be any different? Again, this is kind of a first for me drawing this outfit, but I figured that what I wanted to do was still stay true to his outfit that he would have designed it to be. But if people have noticed, I've made some slight changes, I guess, and it's in part because of the recent artwork, well, whatever little snippet we had for the new movie to come out this year. So I thought to see if I can incorporate that. I mean, it's still the same outfit as his, like, I guess for season 5, like the winter outfit, I guess. But I feel like he would have stayed true to that and he wouldn't change so much afterwards. If this is the kind of thing that he will stay with, I don't know. I kind of believe that myself. It was so difficult actually to get the outfit right. And I guess that's because it's been so long since I've done any detailed clothing, I guess, detailed costumes for drawings. But I think 2020 has kind of given me a good boost as to where I'd like my art to go, or at least where I'm learning. I would always consider that constant artwork will always continue to grow and change and evolve. As much as I would love to make it as perfect as possible, I know that I will learn, I guess, from every drawing and every sketch I do. Just looking at this now, it's amazing how much I've actually put I've put effort into my artwork. Oh my gosh. It's kind of making me falling in love with my process all over again. As fickle as I can be. As you can see just there, I'm too much of a perfectionist. I always want it to look in a certain way, and then I would always change my mind like 5 minutes later. Which is quite normal. You can change your mind if something doesn't look right or off, and then constantly continue doing everything all over again. I know that during this process, it would have been better if I did take a break and step away from it. But because I was in such a groove in it, I just kept going. I bet you wouldn't believe how long this took from start to finish. Leave your answers in the comments below and I will answer that at the end of this video. But my goodness. If any of you question about how I line my artwork, I really don't, as you can see here. I don't know what it is. I prefer the sketchy texture look. I would probably come back to teaching myself how to line art to do clean art, clean line art. I used to do it before, years ago, but I guess my patience has decided to not work with me. So I decided to just stick with the sketch that I have and clean that line instead. And I think, well, and if I have mentioned it before and I may have forgotten to write this this little rant I have, but it's partly because of the texture. I really like sketched work. I did start drawing with an actual pencil and paper, so I guess that's where my love for it came from. And just transferring that and seeing that translated as digital art, I mean, this is actually quite mesmerizing now that I'm watching this as I'm actually speaking in the microphone, trying to describe everything. I've grown to like folds in clothing. I do need to learn better ways of doing it, but I am starting to I guess have a love for it now. Although I will say that eventually I'm going to fall out of love with this kind of style. And for those who are thinking about I guess evolving and learning more, there's nothing wrong with evolving away from something that you've done before and trying something new, because you may never know, you might like it. I mean, now that we've just gone to the coloring stage, I just realized this. I do work with just block colors, and I think in previous artworks, if you've seen some of my videos with the thumbnail art, I used to do a lot of, I guess I did soft shading quite a lot. But now I've come back to the cell shading look. For people who do not know, cell shading is kind of like how animations actually color their shadows as very block colors, very stark. But I'm starting to like this kind of style, and it's kind of because I did start cell shading when I actually started digital art. It was a really long journey when I started art, or started learning some techniques or drawing different things. So I did start off cell shading the way this looks right now. And then I went to soft shading. So that's using softer brushes to make some of the folds, which I kind of do still. Oh, at least in some of the old art I did. But now I've come back to loving doing this cell shading look. And I feel like I want to incorporate both at some point. Who knows, maybe in some more, I guess maybe in some of the artwork I'd like to do for babysitting duty, you might see more of that incorporated. I do recall at this point that my motivation was starting to really go. And I do actually recall at this point I was on Discord actually, so I was kind of screening this, hoping that might give me a little more motivation to keep going. I do thank all those who came and visited though. I do apologize for how loud it became. I didn't really talk much, I was way too concentrated on getting this done. Okay. So whether I'm cell shading or if I'm in soft shading, whichever one, I usually do 2 tones of shadow, I noticed. Oh, and we're now up to the details. I do like putting details in things. Sometimes I wish I just have the patience and the motivation to have a lot of detail in some of my art. But then, you know, laziness can win some people over. And there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you do have some pieces that aren't finished, and sometimes you have pieces you really concentrate on. Art is art. It comes and goes. I guess that's the way to say it. Just looking at this again, I just feel like I really should have put some like softer gradients in the shadows. I wish I did come back to that. But again, I think at this point, my motivation was starting to wane and I really wanted to get it finished. I hope you guys have written down in the comments how long you reckon this was going for. I will say it soon. Wow. I will say this, hair and eyes are always my favorite part. If anything, that's the reward I get after I go through everything else. That's why I leave these ones last to do. It looks like I'm adding more details, trying to see if I can get more out of it before my... there we go, yeah, before I was about to lose my motivation. I really don't like making backgrounds, but I really prefer to keep things simple. So that's the reason why there's a lot of shadow there and everything. And it took a while for me to figure out that I do need the soft shading of the light to hit him. This is where the soft shading comes through. It could be better, I guess. But I guess with the time constraint I had, it's taught me a lot on what I can do better for. Any of you guess how long this took? Here's your answer. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to make more of these in the future, and if you have any questions, please tweet me at my Twitter handle here at maydayvoice, and add the hashtag maydayart, and I'll see if I can answer as many questions as I can in the next one. This was actually very pleasantly satisfying rewatching this, but I hope you have a lovely day. I hope to hear from you soon. Next we meet.